Let's get. Hey, welcome back, everyone. We're really happy to see you here in November. So last month, as we had a really fruitful work, you have sent me a piece of your heart, a piece of your, let's say, your inner life. So I felt very lucky to fill in your shoes and to read your works. For me, each work was unique. Each work had its own specific techniques that caught my attention. And what I suggest you is keep writing. Here, really good works are coming, and I really hope that we will continue on the same pace throughout our workshop. Thanks again. So, today we are going to review what we have learned last month, and then we will have practical activities, and then I will introduce a new topic for writing. Some of you are a little bit behind of our schedule. I'm still receiving memoirs on previous topics, which is totally okay. Feel free to choose the topics and write anytime, but make sure that you write. Well, also, most of you have sent me links privately. I really recommend you to share your links to your Wix blogs to the group. Don't feel shy. Nobody's going to judge you. The thing is, here, you will get a perfect chance to exchange your memoirs with each other through your blogs. So make sure that you share the links in the group and everyone will have access to each other's blogs. And some of you are very creative. I really like the design of your blogs. Keep working on that. And thanks for being with us. Now, this week, we are going to quickly review what you have learned throughout this month. So we will have a Padlet activity for this. I think you are familiar with Padlet very well because we have used this activity before. Now I'm going to send you a Padlet page, a Padlet invite. So please join, make a Padlet, and then you will provide your points in bullet points describing what you have learned from this workshop. Okay, so let's see. Let me just show you here in an example. Okay, here is our Padlet, and I'm sending this Padlet to everyone via the chat now. Okay. So this is the Padlet link, the link that you have just received in your private chats. So please follow this link. When you follow this link, this page opens up. That's the Padlet called What I Have Learned from this Workshop. In bullet points, please describe what you have learned. In order to make a note, you click on this plus item here. So, okay, subject, please write your name. My name is Nargiza. And then write in bullet points. So, I learned, let's say, how to show, but not to tell. This is just an example. And when you are ready to share your Padlet, it's just like this. You click on the publish button and here it is. So this is my name and this is what I have learned from this workshop. Now I am going to give you some minutes. 2 or 3 minutes will be enough for this reflection task, I think. So please actively participate and show us what you have learned exactly, what you have used, and what practical skills were essential for you. So take your time and share your opinions. Did everyone get the link? Are we having any problems or are we all on the Padlet? Is everything fine? Okay, if you need any extra help or assistance, you may just type in the chat. After you have posted, you might read each other's works and give them hearts if you want. Okay, I'm receiving a message saying that you did not get the link, right? I am resending the link. It's the same link. I'm sending it again so that you would find this page from the Padlet. When you follow the link, the same page as you can see on the screen appears on your screen. You click on this plus button and then it opens up and you can create a Padlet. Right, some of us are typing. Take your time. Either you are having technical difficulties or you have learned so many things that you're not able to express briefly, right?
Yeah, I couldn't attend your workshops, the last workshops. So now I don't know what to write, but at the beginning I was attending, but I missed 2, 3 workshops. That's why now I don't know. Sorry, but I'm following you. Always
Fine.
following everything. So just I will catch up with you, okay?
Thanks for sure. Yes, you can always find recorded workshops in our group. You can get extra assistance. Just feel free to join anytime. That's not a compulsory curriculum that you have to follow through. That's just what enlightens your heart. Just take your time when it's possible. Yes, we would be really happy to see you here. Okay, we have here Dilna was saying that she has learned to express herself and learned to read English books on a daily basis. Good. A very good one if you are reading English books every day. Actually, good writers are good readers. We keep repeating this phrase, right? Good. Well, this activity is taking a bit time, so please keep posting on the Padlet. At the end of our workshop, we will come back to this Padlet again and check what others have shared with us. So make sure that you post it. Now we get back to our presentation. Everybody can see my screen, right?
Yes.
Visible. Good. Okay. Right. So, well, Padlet, we will check at the end and see what you have learned so far so that we can work on our coming workshops content, what to teach you, what to repeat, and etc. But if you have missed some of our workshops, you don't have to worry about that because each time we try to review and make a little revision and just repeat the things that we have already learned in a different manner so that you will really acquire it. So today we are going to talk about, editing process. So before, just to sum up the activity that we have done, memoirs are stories. So they should look like narratives. And they are written in the first person point of view. That's we all know, right? The number of paragraphs is up to you. There is no limitation and there is no goal, but it shouldn't be very long because memoirs focus on one event or one memory, and it should be the ideal memoir should be 2 or 3 pages long maximum. So that's like from 1 page to 3 pages. That's what we stick to. So it's not a very long work, right? So today our focus is the ending of the memoir because many drafts that you have sent me contain very pleasant and interesting piece of work, but the ending is a bit abrupt and the ending needs some considerations and revisions. So ending of a memoir must include an explanation or show how this experience changed or affected you in some important way. As an example, if you are writing a transformation story, in your ending, you should clearly show what transformed you and how you were transformed. If you're writing a childhood memory and you have picked one memory, at the end you should show what was the effect. So whatever you choose to write, you have to make sure that your ending is very catchy, because ending is actually the part that stays in readers' memories for a longer period. So some of you have been emailing me saying that you like ideas to write. So the topics and prompts I am providing, you have nothing to write about. You want to write, but you don't know what to write exactly about. So I'm giving you some general suggestions. When you write next time, you can write about strong feelings. So anything that you have strong feelings for. Maybe you have strong feelings for education. Maybe you have strong feelings for empowering women. Maybe you have strong feelings for sibling rivalry. Whatever it is, just try to pick one idea that you really feel something about. And it can be a very good start. Or other option is write about something that you know a lot about. For example, if you are a computer gamer and you play lots of games, you can write about gaming. You were playing a game, then something happened. Why not? Well, or another plot can be a great event, and you can describe it in a detail. For example, it's a wedding party that you have attended. You can describe it in detail, and it would be a very good idea for a memoir. And next thing is, that's actually what most of the popular writers do. They try to pick something that the audience might be interested in. So they don't really write about what they feel. They try to pick on the, let's say, preferences of the readers. So this is also a very good idea. For example, women like romance. They really want to find out that things end like in a high note. Things start with once upon a time and things end in happily ever after. So if you're writing this for women, try to touch their feelings. Or if you're writing about men, then make some research what topics men are interested about, and etc. So writing for audience can be another good start. Last but not least, well, you can follow the popular trends. So what is popular now? Fantasy is very popular. You can make a fantasy memoir, why not? And nowadays it's very popular to write about, let's say, public relations. You can just pick on the problems that are widely discussed that everyone knows if you want to make your work popular. So these are just some suggestions if you are having struggles with where to start. Other than that, you may come up with any idea and you can write about anything that really makes sense to you, because first of all, this is the way how you express yourself. So next time when you have troubles in starting writing, I hope that these tips will help you and they will guide you and show you the way. This can be a good start when you don't have anything in your mind in the first place. But if you keep writing, the words start coming and you end up having a very good work of art. So just write, whatever it takes, start. Make sure that you start. And of course, when you start writing, you should make yourself a promise that you end it, that you don't just leave it. Sometimes we start writing about something, it seems to be interesting, but we don't really get it to the point of conclusion. Then it's not a full work. You have to make sure that you end the work that you have started. And ending is really important for a variety of reasons. Well, ending of a memoir especially, it is the revelation point where this important event that changed you and what you have learned from it is mentioned. That's why ending of a memoir should be paid a great deal of attention. So what does a good ending include? How do we know that if the ending that we have written is a good one or not such a good one? So I will give you 3 checklists. First one, a good ending is a memory of a main event. Second one, a good ending is your feelings about what happened. And the last, good ending is how you think or act differently because of this or how this event have changed you. Especially the third point is a very strong way of ending your memoir. So next time when you write or when you edit your work, try to revise your ending and ask yourself a question. Am I summarizing the memory? Or am I expressing my feelings? Or am I showing how I was changed? Or what kind of, let's say, actions I took as a result of this memory? So if you have this kind of a clear plan in mind, you will sure write a great ending. Well, there is a saying that if you can't tell someone how this experience changed you, then you have chosen the wrong experience to write about. So the experience that you write about in a memoir should really teach you something. It should be really worth writing about, right? It's a good start and good end. It means that you have done a job. And then everything in between can be rearranged, edited, and etc. But starting point and ending is the most important parts. So make sure that you really pay great deal of attention on that. Well, now here is an example of how we can end our memoir. So in this example, all 3 points are included. So the first thing is a memory of the main event. It's here in orange color. I'll never forget the crack of the bats as I hit that home run. And here starts the feelings and the way my heart pounded as the ball flew out of the park. And then here comes transformation, change, or action. Suddenly, I knew that I was more than just the names they called me. I knew that it wasn't just baseball I could be good at. If I worked at it, I could do anything. So the lesson that was learned is it's not only basketball that the narrator can do, but it's anything. The person felt capable of doing anything. This is the strong lesson that is learned from this memoir. So try to end your memoirs in such a strong point, including these 3 elements. Well, I have given many of you feedback regarding your endings. So when you edit your work or when you proofread your work, just try to check your ending against the tips that I'm providing now. It would be a really good tool in order to correct any problems if they have occurred in your writing. So next, here we have an example of a terrible ending and an awesome ending. So here's the example. So that's the end of the story about my big baseball victory. That's a terrible ending for a variety of reasons. First of all, it's very short. Second of all, it does not give any feelings. No feelings are attached to this. And there is no lesson learned. That's why it's not a really good way of concluding your memoir. But there is a good alternative. I'll never forget the crack of the bats as I hit the home run. This is the example that we have just read, right? And the way my heart pounded as the ball flew out of the park. Suddenly, I knew that I was more than just the names they called me. I knew that it wasn't just baseball I could be good at. If I worked at it, I could do anything. This is an awesome ending because it has feelings, it has the lesson learned, and it summarized the whole points of the memory that we have described. So try to make your ending awesome, not terrible. Well, your goal is to make your reader understand not just what happened, but why it mattered, why it was important for you. Here, ending is your greatest tool to match this point. That's why I try to edit your ending in this way. Well, next. Okay, I'm going to suggest you this onion method in editing because some of you were emailing me telling that editing is actually more difficult than writing because sometimes you are not able to see your mistakes. You may correct your grammar, punctuation, spelling mistakes, but when regarding the content, your work is like your baby. You think that it's perfect and you don't really feel like changing it. And also sometimes you can just get confused about what to change. So here, this onion will help you out. Next time when you start editing your work, remember this onion and start peeling this onion. So our onion of revision and edition has many layers. Well, the very outer layer is punctuation. When you start editing your work, when you have your memoir ready, and when I ask you to edit your memoir, you should start with punctuation in the first place. So you start checking for accuracy. You check for full stops, capital letters, commas, apostrophes, and etc. So this is the first step you should do. There is the second step. This is words. So from the punctuation, we move to the layer of the words. You have to ask yourself questions. Have you chosen the most interesting and well-matched words for your subject, type of the text, and the topic? And have you checked the spelling of these words? These questions should guide you in this part of the editing. And the next middle layer of our onion is sentences. So you have to ask yourself, are your sentences clear and accurate? Is their length varied and controlled? It means that you should not include only short sentences or only long sentences. You should include the mixture, variety. Both short and compound sentences will do their job. And then we have here paragraphs after editing the sentences. When editing the paragraphs, ask yourself, did you remember the paragraph rules for your subject or topic? And what are these paragraph rules? Paragraph rules are every paragraph should give you information about one connected idea. If you introduce anything new in one paragraph, you have to start it in a new paragraph. And also make sure that your transitions are clear. In the beginning of the paragraph, you are giving clear signs that you are moving to a new topic. The audience shouldn't get confused. And when you end your idea or your paragraph, you have to clearly summarize it so that last sentences will show that you are moving to a new topic. And then after editing all these parts, we arrive at the very core of our onion, which is text features. So have you used the right text type? Have you used the right, let's say, right way of expressing yourself through language? Did you write in a formal style? Did you use informal words? Or are your words too bookish? So that's not like real world words, right? We all are here second or foreign language speakers in English. We are not natives. So this part takes really a lot of work and a lot of research. I will make sure that I will send you some guiding manuals on editing, and you have to read it very thoroughly and understand what you have to change. But this is a brief summary of what you should do. You should peel the onion when you edit your work. Well, this is about edition process, and now we have just some tips that might help you to build a better memoir next time. First of all, create a bank of raw ideas to help you to draft a memoir. How do you create a bank of ideas? How do you invest in this bank? It's totally up to you. For me, I always carry a small notebook with me and I write down anything that comes to my mind, anything interesting, any phrases that I hear that I find useful. So this helps me to write. When I start writing, I open my copybook and see the things that I have taken notes for, and it can be really helpful. And next things that you might use is dominant imagery. We all know that imagery is sensory detail, right? So you have to give sensory details. It's what you felt, what you smelled, what you tasted, and etc. So you should describe it with feelings. You should not simply tell it, but describe it, how it felt, how it tasted, how it smelled, and etc. Next, important emotions. Well, what were the range of emotions you felt during this experience that you are describing in your memoir? There should be a process, or there can be a series of feelings. Don't just simplify your feelings as good or bad, happy or sad. Try to use more feelings and try to use adjectives for feelings and use dictionary if needed. Well, if you can successfully summarize all your memoir in 6 words, it means that you have done a good job. You have written a very good memoir. If you can, then you have to really work on your ideas, that your ideas are confusing. This is also a technique you may just try on next time. Well, about people. So, who are the people that contributed in your memoir? Are there any characters? Is there a dialogue? This is also a very important checklist to make your memoir more lively. And last, but the most important thing is power. What did you lose with this memoir? A secret, a weak point, or what did you gain? Understanding, empowerment, lesson, transformation, whatever, but it should be clearly stated. And who had control? Did you start helpless in the beginning of your memoir, or did you start strong? Well, how did you grow up through this experience? Everything should be interconnected. And by doing this, we'll describe what is the leading power behind the story. So these are the some tips you should keep in mind when you are writing next time. And I suggest you some acronyms that will be very helpful in your next writing assignments. The first thing is TAG. Remember it as TAG. This is talk about your memoir, ask questions, give advice. So in memoir writing, sharing is caring. You have to be very active in the group. You talk about the ideas that you want to write about. You should ask questions from each other if you don't understand anything. And you should give advice to others because by doing so, you would be helping others. Next thing that you should keep in mind is, so we talked about tag. Next thing you should keep in mind is to star your memoir. How do we star our memoir? Substitute the text that you feel redundant. Take out unimportant ideas. Add more details. Rearrange the order so that it's very clear, or reorder. So you can use flashbacks or you can follow timely chronological order, whatever you do. Make sure that when editing your work, you star your memoir. Then you will see it will work wonders and your memoir will take a very professional, let's say, professional format when you follow this star model. Okay, now, regarding fluency, sometimes we have lots of weaknesses in the language that we use because as I have already mentioned, we are not native speakers. And some of us are not even capable of thinking in English language. So we think in our first language and then translate it into English, and it involves lots of problems. When you are checking the fluency of your sentences, you have to make these ideas a criteria. So the first thing is your memoir should be read smoothly. So it shouldn't be rough. It should smoothly transit from one idea to another idea. There should be smooth reading. Next, variety of length. Your sentences should be short and long and compound and simple, but there shouldn't be only one type of sentences. It will make your work very dry. Next, simple to complex. So in the beginning, you can start simple, give simple words, simple sentences, and as feelings grow, you may use more complex sentences, or you may try even vice versa. Next, variety of beginnings. So when you have finished your work, try to rewrite your beginning. So try to make 2 or 3 different alternatives for the beginning, and then choose one that you feel that really worked. So making variety of beginnings and even variety of endings will help you to see which one works best in this place. And then you may choose from this different A, B, C beginnings, which one will be suitable for this work. So this is also just one tip. And variety of punctuation at the end and middle of the sentences. So you should have all types of sentences. You should have positive sentences, negative sentences, exclamations, questions. Don't write only positive sentences. Your writing will be very dry. It will not give any sense or any emotions. So as various, as different your sentences are from each other, better would be your writing. So this is the tips that will guide you through your next home assignment, which is, well, before moving to the home assignment, I wanted to discuss with you this sentences, but this exercise I think I will send into the group, and you will just put your opinions in the group. We'll just skip it, and here's your home assignment. For your home assignment, I'm giving you 3 options to write about, because when I give one option, sometimes some people are not really feeling, let's say, comfortable writing about that topic, and that's why they may get confused or they may feel unwilling to write. That's why I'm giving 3 ideas. You may choose any one, and you may start working on a new memoir based on this. And make sure you post this memoir in your Wix blog. Now you don't send it to me via email, but you post it in your blog. I will read it from your blog. Your peers will read it from your blog, and we will leave our comments under your post. That would be more clear, and that would be even better. Now, topic number 1, or prompt number 1. What's the song that brings back memories for you? Listen to this song second time if you need, and travel back in your mind to a time that makes you remember. Spend a few minutes inside that memory, reliving in it as much details as possible. Then write about that memory. So that is a memory that is connected to a song. This is just one idea. Second idea, write about a conversation that had an impact on your life. It can be a talk with your father. It can be a talk with your teacher, whatever it is. So a conversation that changed your life. Show the scene where the conversation took place and try to reconstruct the parts and details. And that should be mostly dialogue-based writing. You may try this one. Or third option, take any photograph of your family. That can be your childhood photograph. It can be family vacation, whatever it is. Try to describe the memories that these pictures brings back. Focus on one of the memories. Try to recall sounds, smells, other sensations, and what things looked like, and then try to recreate the scene. And you will end up writing a very good memoir. So this is your home assignment till next week. Now I'm going to check the Padlets that we have developed. So we have Miss Zipo's Padlet. I have learned about website Wix.com. It's a very good digital tool, and I really hope that others will also keep working on Wix.com, and very soon you will all develop very good professional inviting blogs on Wix.com. Well, thank you for joining us. If you have any questions, you are welcome to ask.
Ms. Nargisa, thank you so much for your presentation. It was very helpful and very informational. I couldn't, interrupt you because you were talking. So now I want to add just some comments.
Okay.
You gave us some, that points like when you will write like, I write mostly when when something really affects me in Uzbek language or in English. So some very strong event happens and it really affects me. So, and then it triggers me to write. Recently, you know that I am not in Tashkent, I'm abroad, but what is happening, like recently, just last week, it happened like that sandstorms, yes, like very ecological catastrophe, you can say. My life principles like learning languages and ecology, everything. So it really affected me. At night, I couldn't sleep, and I wrote my blog. I run my channel, and then I was writing at 2 a.m. at night, and then I was relieved, and then I went to sleep. You know, even so, this I like it that your points, like I didn't know that points, but when you showed me, and then I saw, yeah, when
I thought that you were doing the right thing, right?
Yeah, and then I found myself in that point. So thank you so much.
Very good.
I will try to do the home assignment.
Thank you, and please share with us your blogs. We really want to read about the sandstorms. It really affects all of us, right?
Oh, it's in Uzbek language.
It's fine. It's fine. We'll help you. You can translate it. Why not?
Well, okay. Thank you so much
for joining. I will see you guys next week, and I will send the tasks and home assignment to our group as well. Take good care of yourselves. Stay safe.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.